Hello YouTube viewers, welcome to this video. I'm Venkat and this is just me, an open source channel. Right, in this video we're gonna see code pipeline and we're gonna use a very simple two-stage pipeline, a source stage and a deploy stage. So I've done two videos on continuous deployment using code pipeline. So one is using the code commit and deploying it to an EC2 instance, and the second video was about using AWS S3 as the source stage and then deploy that to EC2 instance. So this one was the nodes that I've used. So we've got the code pipeline with two stages, source stage and the deploy stage. So we've been using code deploy to deploy our application from code commit or from AWS S3 to an Amazon EC2 instance using code deploy. So we launched an EC2 instance, we attached an instance role, we installed the code deploy agent, and whenever we update our code in the code commit or in the S3, the pipeline will get triggered automatically and then a new application will get deployed automatically on your EC2 instance. So that's what we've been looking in the last two videos. So this video is about continuous deployment to Elastic Beanstalk. So that's something new that I'm going to try now. Okay, so on the left here, I'm just going to close this nodes and I've logged into my AWS management console. So the first thing I'm going to do is I need to create an Elastic Beanstalk application. So let's go ahead and do that. So if you search for Beanstalk, Elastic Beanstalk, and let's create a sample application. Get started. Give it an application name, my demo application, and platform I'm going to choose PHP because it's going to be a very simple index.html file, and I'm going to use sample application, create application. Alright, so it's creating the application for me now, and I've gone with all default, which means it's gonna create just one EC2 instance without any load balancing or anything, and the instance will be T2 micro. But if you want, I've done quite a few videos, I think like 3 to 4 videos around Elastic Beanstalk topic, and if you want to customize your Elastic Beanstalk with load balancing, with high availability and so on, you can go ahead and watch those videos. But for this demo, I'm going to go with a very simple Beanstalk environment with one EC2 instance, no load balancing, no auto scaling group or anything. This is just to show you how to integrate Elastic Beanstalk and AWS CodeCommit repository to create a continuous deployment pipeline, right? All right, so it has created an Elastic IP, it has created a security group, environment health is transitioning to pending, that's okay. So it's going to take like 5 minutes. I'm going to pause the video and come back when the environment has been provisioned successfully. Alright, so the environment has been created successfully and we can see that. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an AWS CodeCommit repository, and but before that, let's look at the environment URL. So it's all running fine, and if I go to Elastic Beanstalk and click on my environment, and the URL is this one, and if I click on that one, so that's the web application, the sample PHP application that we deployed in our Elastic Beanstalk environment. Okay, so that's there, and now I'm going to create an AWS CodeCommit repository from the command line. So I've done a video on that previously. If you want, you can watch that. You can either create your repository from the command line or from the management console. Let's create it from the command line. AWS CodeCommit create repository -- repository name is demo repo. Okay, so that's created. AWS CodeCommit list repositories. So we have the demo repo, and the SSH URL is this one. So I'm going to copy that. And I've already got my SSH public key uploaded. So in my introduction video to AWS CodeCommit, I've explained how to use the HTTPS and SSH Git credentials. So I'm using my SSH credentials, and let's do a Git clone of that URL. Okay, cd to demo repo git status, we are on branch master. Okay, so I'm going to create an empty, simple index.html file. vi index.html, and let's say h1 welcome to just me and open source, and let's close the h1 tag. So that's very simple index.html file. Git add git commit -m added index.html git push. Okay, so we've got our AWS CodeCommit repository set up, and we have updated our index.html file, and we are going to use this AWS CodeCommit as the source repository or the source stage. So now we are good to create the AWS Codepipeline. So in here I'm going to go to let me open up another tab and open Codepipeline actually. Pipeline. So I'm going to create a new pipeline now. Create pipeline name is my demo pipeline. New service role, so that will be the service role that will get created automatically. Advanced settings, so default location for S3 bucket. So Codepipeline, if you're creating any artifacts in your pipeline stages, it will get stored in an S3 bucket. And if you want to store it in a specific S3 bucket, you can choose the custom location, but I'm gonna leave that to default. It's gonna create a S3 bucket for us, and default AWS managed key, that's okay. So click next. Source stage, so I'm going to choose AWS CodeCommit because my source is in the CodeCommit repository. Repository name is demo repo, branch name is master. Okay, let me close that terminal, and I'm gonna open that in a different window here. Okay, and source stage, demo repo, Amazon CloudWatch event. Okay, so how do you want to trigger this code pipeline? And if you want to get the pipeline triggered automatically, you can choose this option. So whenever you update your code to the CodeCommit repository using CloudWatch events, the code pipeline will get automatically triggered. Or if you want code pipeline to trigger to check the CodeCommit repository periodically, like a cron schedule, I want to check my CodeCommit repository for any changes like every 5 minutes or every 10 minutes or every hour, you can go for this option. So I'm going to use the default recommended CloudWatch events type and click next. We only have the source stage and the deploy stage. We don't have actually any build stage. So let's skip the build stage, skip, and the deploy stage. So where you want to deploy, which provider you want to use. So I'm going to choose Elastic Beanstalk. Region is London, so make sure to select the region where you have deployed your Elastic Beanstalk application. Application name is my demo application. Environment name is my demo application environment. Click next, review, and create pipeline. Okay, so creating the pipeline, and I'm going to open Elastic Beanstalk in another tab. So now you can see the Elastic Beanstalk application is ready. So that's the one we just created. And here we have created a new pipeline, and it is running the source stage now. It's checking out our source from the CodeCommit repository, and then it's going to proceed to the deploy stage when it will. So the source stage has completed now, and now it is doing the deployment stage. It's going to take a while because the Elastic Beanstalk application, it's going to take a little while to update the application. So if I click on that one, as you can see now, Elastic Beanstalk is updating your environment because it has detected the change in your CodeCommit repository, and it has triggered the pipeline, and the new application is being updated in your Elastic Beanstalk environment. Okay, deploying new version 2 instances, running version code pipeline. So that's the commit ID, I think. Okay, so we are good now. And if I refresh the page now, welcome to Just Me and Open Source. So that's the index.html file we uploaded in our CodeCommit repository. All right. Cool. So that's it for this video. If you've got any questions or any issues following this video, please let me know and I should be able to respond to you the earliest I can. And if you like this video, please share it with your friends and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Alright, thank you so much for your time watching this video. I will see you all in my next video. Bye bye.